Today's specials that we are going to be offering. First time ever that prostate support has been offered as a today's special. Plus, of course, our women's wellness is back. And, of course, you are getting the best pricing with that extended holiday return policy, as well as free shipping and a lot of great incentives to do our special purchase pricing tonight. Right now we are talking about cinnamon, and of course it's kind of a nice transition from our Maximum L+C. Cinnamon is one of those products that almost single-handedly, when Andrew first introduced this, it's something that a lot of you, including myself, had requested. But if you struggle with your natural blood sugars metabolism, as a lot of us do, and this is a nice natural way to help support that. But when you did this, Andrew, it soon became a runaway customer pick, runaway customer favorite. There's so many of us, everyone in my family, we struggle with this on a daily basis.
No, there's so many, probably a couple of areas that I've received requests for the 40 years I've been making vitamins. Obviously, cholesterol was one of them, and we have several products that do that. Our Choco Nuva or Cholesticare. Blood pressure, blood sugar. In the future, we'll have some interesting things to talk about in terms of blood pressure, but still we're going through our science and research, and we're very careful. And our cinnamon product, our cinnamon extract product, is no exception. This was a product that we looked at for many, many years before the clinical science reached the level that I felt very comfortable making a product and talking about its ability to help support healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy insulin metabolism. That was the goal in creating a product that could do that, but until the science really met that goal, it's not something I felt comfortable sitting here and talking about. And now, not only am I comfortable talking about it, but if you look at the reviews on this product, the reviews validate its benefits. And it's something that we all want to do everything we can, whether it's following a doctor's advice and taking whatever medications, and this of course doesn't conflict with medications. You could show this product to your doctor, or whether it's just making sure we make the modifications to our diet, try to lose a few pounds, because losing a few pounds allows insulin to function that much better in your body. It allows your body to become more sensitive to its role. And so that's, to the extent we can make all of those little steps in terms of diet, lifestyle, following on doctor's orders, and then adding a natural tool to our repertoire in terms of helping us support that healthy blood sugar metabolism, then we've got everything working in our favor.
We do. A lot of us even open up these capsules and put it on, you know, your oatmeal or in a smoothie or something like that. I mean, you could do that, but remember, it's done and standardized and made in such a way that you really reap those maximum benefits. Of course, great pricing as well. Weekend special, as a matter of fact, $30, $60, $120, and $240. Great savings. Remember, we will do that free shipping, that delivery direct, that extended holiday return policy. Whether you're someone like my dad in our family and myself who struggle with that natural blood sugar metabolism, and you've been told, actually my dad's doctor told him that he should be taking cinnamon, and maybe that's the case, you want to take the best.
Cinnamon extract is important. Just quickly, I'm not sure if we have the graphic on the bottom of the screen for berberine.
Yes.
We should also talk about berberine. Berberine is something that enhances the benefits of cinnamon, but unlike cinnamon, which is just 1 or 2 capsules daily, berberine you'll have to take 1 or 2 capsules with each meal.
Gotcha.
Really 2 capsules with each meal. That's why the sizes are significantly larger, but berberine has those same exact benefits in terms of helping support healthy blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism. It also helps us with our blood lipids as well.
Oh, no kidding.
And I'm not sure if you have the pricing on that.
Yep, absolutely. So here, it's a wonderful partner, of course, and actually it's kind of those partnerships that are part of our today's special, and why Andrew was very selective about the ones he chose and how they dovetail and how they work together. It really is a synergistic way to improve your health and the quality of your life from the inside out. So I hope you can stick around for details. Remember, a historic broadcast. It's Andrew's last visit of the year. This is always something he does as a late breaking edition. So on the berberine, which remember is a perfect partner for those lipid levels with your cinnamon that I know a lot of you are still calling on, but the 60, the 180, 360, and 720. It's nice to see this on special because for a lot of us out there, we order this whether Andrew's doing a special weekend pricing or not, but the fact that you can really celebrate you and celebrate your good health, this is the time that you really should take action. I know Andrew, who's always a font of information, has so much great information to share with those 5 today's specials that are coming up actually in just a few moments. I think it's interesting, Andrew, because when we say you do everything so differently, Most manufacturers, they don't specialize in vitamins. They make tires and widgets and things like this. So you follow the science. So when you can do something like berberine partnering with cinnamon and vice versa, you do it.
Most vitamins that you see in stores, what they basically are manufactured by contract manufacturers.
Sure.
These are companies that just make vitamins for dozens, if not hundreds, of different companies. Again, what we do is we make everything ourselves. That's what makes us unique. When you're looking around at these different companies, that they're basically marketing companies, and the most popular, I think, if I'm not incorrect, the most popular vitamins in America are the brands that are represented by stores, whether it's Walgreens or Kroger's or Target or whatever it might be. These are vitamins that those stores have manufactured for them by contract manufacturers, and I'm sure those stores have all sorts of incredible expertise. I don't think that making vitamins is one of them. So again, this is all I've done. This has been my focus for 40 years, is making vitamins. And ever since I started the company, the entire basis of it was I was making vitamins for me. I had no intention of ever selling a bottle of vitamins, but I wanted vitamins that I couldn't find made anywhere else in the world. So if I was going to make a vitamin that met my personal standards, I was going to have to make it myself. And little did I know when I started making my vitamins for me that there were a lot of people situated the same way, that wanted to get better vitamins, that wanted vitamins that they could swallow, that wouldn't upset their stomach, that wouldn't be a miserable experience. Trying to do something healthy shouldn't involve our feeling terrible as we do it. So all of my products are designed to deliver the benefits you seek, to enjoy the benefits of that God-given or Mother Nature's creation, but not to be miserable in order to do so. And that's what we do. We follow the science, we follow Mother Nature's blueprint, and we end up with a product that,
for sure,
in virtually every case, is pretty special, and every one of them is a customer pick.
It is. And hey, as an aside too, because again, we got a lot to do before 12 midnight, all easy on the stomach too.
Right.
So you don't worry about repeating or that upset my stomach or this or that or the other thing.
Everything is mild, gentle, easy on even the most sensitive stomach. So that's the whole methodology. The way I look at it, if I make a product that has any negatives or problems associated